Hey YouTube, welcome back. What I got here brewing looks yummy. Oh, nope, can't eat that. Yeah, making some more ingots here. Will weights, huh? Well, I know in my state lead is banned. You know, they like to ban everything. So, where are they? Hey, will weights. Yeah, you guessed it. There's zinc, all right. Seem to get zinc pretty common where I live, so that's my alternative, and doing more testing with it. Kind of ran out of the 9 mils and found out in my last video that I used small rifle primers by accident. I was having a failure to fire. With safety involved in heating up metal, hot temperatures, gotta have a fire extinguisher. That's a big bad boy right there. Just got that refilled. Cost about 200 bucks. It's well worth it. 200 bucks, peace of mind, keeps my house from burning down. Also a well ventilated area. I'm gonna go ahead and make more ingots here, or what I like to call them is zingots, since they're not lead. And we'll go ahead and cast more. I'm gonna make more 9mm and possibly another caliber. I'll keep that a secret for now. Alright, I'll get back to you. Hey Cast Zinc reloaders, welcome to part 3 of my Cast Zinc bullets, Fam or Fail. If you haven't seen part 1, part 2, I highly recommend going back and seeing those. In part 2 we were testing out the 9mm zinc bullet. We had some pretty interesting results. In part 3 today, we're going to go back and we're going to address the issues we had in part 2 of the 9mm zinc bullet. And one of the issues were a failure to fire. And from my my investigating, we found out that accidentally somehow BR4 primers were switched in lieu of small pistol primers. How that happened, I still don't know. But we're going to go ahead and load up 20 more. I made sure today that we're using small pistol primers for sure. These are the 500s. I finished casting up some more 9 mils earlier, the zinc bullets. These are the 75 grainers out of a 125 grain mold. And we're going to go back and start out again at 5.3 grains. We found out these were shooting over 1500 FPS, and at 16.3, which is the last charge I did, it put us up over 1600 FPS with some good results shooting a mild steel. So we're going to go ahead and work past that, of course looking for some pressure signs, and without getting into a compressed 9mm load. The brass I'm using is on the 3rd reload, so I'm a little weary about high pressures and whatnot. And then we're going to go ahead and reshoot them at some steel and see what they do. Also, we finally get to get into 300 Blackout. Pretty excited about this. I loaded these up last night. I got 40 rounds in a ladder load test, doing 5 grain increments. These are the zinc 300 Blackout bullets. Got a good point to it. Out of a 155 grain mold from NOE. They're dropping out at 95 grains, and I seeded these bullets at 2.050. The ogive is kind of pretty sharp, so anything past 2.60, 2.06, excuse me, I'm not able to chamber the round. So therefore, I'm seeding 2.05. The powder I said I was going to be using was Hodgdon H110. However, I did run out of it on my cast lead bullets, but I was able to find Winchester 296. Now, if you guys don't know, Winchester 296 and Hodgdon H110 are essentially the same powder, according to 2 reloading manuals that I was looking at, and Hornady 10th edition. They got the same charge weight, same velocity rating, and all that. So. The powders look the same, yada yada. It's essentially the same powder. The gun we're going to be shooting it out of is a a AR-15. Of course, it is clear. This is a 16-inch AR-15. The barrel is a AR Stoner barrel, and it has a pistol-length gas system. It is adjustable, but I have it all the way open. I never had an issue with the subsonics or supersonics out of it. That being said, yeah, this is just an average AR-15 300 Blackout that was put together for roughly $500. Nothing too fancy, just just an average rifle. Someone with a budget like me, married man with a budget. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna do 5 grain increments from 15.5 grains all the way up to 18.5, and I'm gonna see if I could duplicate what Elvis Ammo did in his video. I got a 1/4 inch mild steel. We're gonna see if this bullet could itself penetrate and what velocity it takes to penetrate, and go all the way up to 18.5. I do also have 3/8 mild steel, and I have a 1/2 inch tie plate that I'm gonna shoot these out of. Like I said before, when I was shooting these, they fragment. Kind of a cool thing to know, because if you do shoot close quarters and want to do a little bit of I guess practice close quarters shooting steel, hardened steel, since they fragment, they have a reduced safety concern of ricochets flying back at you. So Cast Zinc bullets may be a good alternative when shooting close quarters. Other than that, I'm going to load up 20 more of the 9mm and finish up with 300 Blackout and go out to the range. So I see you guys out there. Let's have some fun. All right, folks, we're all here set up at the 25 or 20 foot mark for the 9mm zinc round testing again. We're gonna go ahead and chrono these again, and first up is 10 shots of 5.3 grains of Winchester 231. So we're gonna go up in ladder loads again and get back and see about these, if there's pressure signs or whatnot. Again, I'm using a P226, and I have not cleaned it since the last video. So we're going to go ahead and see if these zinc rounds continue to clean the bore. Again, we probably have another 15 to 17 mile per hour gust winds, but again, we're set up at 20 feet. So let's go ahead and get shooting, see how these do. All right, folks, first up, 5.3 grains. I'll go ahead and zoom in on the target. Again, we're about 20 feet away exactly from where I'm shooting here. So here we go. Do one shot, and I'm gonna check for a pressure sign. All right, we're on safe. Okay, 5.3. That's no pressure sign still, and that is with the correct primer. Let's go ahead and let's do a group. This is 10 shots. Wow, that was way off. Alright, those all functioned. You can see we had a few flyers there. Alright, next up is 5.8 grains. I'm going to do 5 shots of this. There we go. Middle target, guys. Check for a pressure sign. Still pretty good. I don't see any flattened primers or anything. Alright. Let's keep on rocking. definitely see that opened up the group. Alright, that one. It's an average of 15.6, or is it 15.19? Standard deviation 36, and a spread of 100. I went up quite a bit. Again, no pressure signs. I said I was going to do a 5-shot right there, but I totally spaced it and mixed up the 6.3 grains in there. I'm an idiot. Let me check the pressure signs on those. Yeah, they felt kind of funny because I felt hotter right afterward, after 5 shots. 6.3 grains, still not showing any pressure signs. So let's see here. We're going to have to skip over and do 6.8 grains. Or is it? Nope, it's 6.6 grains. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and reset up the chrono. I'll be those groups right there. Alright, here's 6.6 grains. This for sure is 10 shots. Alright, go ahead. Check for a pressure sign. Nope, still nothing. Wow. I'm getting kind of curious why. Huh. So, still, we're 0.3 grains above my last video. Let's go ahead and land the last 9. Alright, 10. I gave us a pretty good group. That one's at, wow, average 1615 FPS. Got a spread of 79. Standard deviation of 24. Pretty good. Okay, 6.9s are next. This is right there at, just at the full case capacity. When I'm loading these up, let's go ahead and make sure we're not going to get a pressure sign. Again, I'm going to do a 1 shot and check. We'll go and reset up the chronograph. Give me a second here. Okay, here we go. 6.9 grains. Alright. Check for a pressure. Oh man, still nothing, man. Comparing this to the 5.3s, I still got the same exact pressure mark or primer, not flattened or anything. At the end of the video, I'm gonna, give you guys a shot of all the casings I picked up of every single group. But all right, let's keep on going. 6.9 grains. Wow, flyer. Huh. Groups are actually still pretty good. Let's see there. That average was 1646. Standard deviation 20. And I got another B out here. Damn it. Okay, well, alright. Anyways, standard deviation 20 and a spread of 70. Let's go ahead and load up the last 10 rounds. Move the camera over. And this will be where I considered the stop because of started compressing the load. 7.2 grains is the last test we're gonna do. See if it could get us close to that 1700 mark. All right, 10 more shots. All right, we're loaded up, ready to go. There we go, guys. One shot, and I'm gonna check for pressure. On safe. All right, still nothing. Pretty cool. Okay, 9 more shots, see if I can land in the center. All right. Did we get over the 1700 mark? No. Oh, actually we did. We got one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 8th shot, I got 1702. Huh. One thing about these chronographs, I gotta keep saving the groups, and I accidentally mixed that one up with the 6 9s. But let's go ahead and take you guys to the targets. See what gave us the best group here. So there's 17 2s. No keyholing. So I got maybe 2 bullets in that one hole there. Okay. 6 9s. I had a pretty good group. 1 flyer down here. Pretty happy with that. Let's see, the 6.6 grains. That pretty much gave us the best group for some reason. Huh. I wonder why the BR4s gave us the better group on the 5.3s. But yeah, you can see no keyholing. Pretty solid. We'll have to measure that when we get back to the reloading bench. I accidentally mixed the 6.3s and the 5.8s in this group. So I'm sorry. But yeah, that's not bad. And in the 5.3s, which gave us the better group, or the best group, in our last part 2 video, you can see there's 3 shots there in line, 1 right next to it. I'd give it a 4-shot group. It looks like just under an inch, or yeah, actually under 0.7, I'm going to think. Had 1 flyer way over here, and the rest just, I don't think I pulled any, but not bad. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and you know, talk about that at the reloading bench. See what else you guys could come up with. Again, the 7.2s, that was kind of a slight compressed load, so I didn't want to go any further than that. But we're still not getting pressure signs. I'll give you a shot of the casings. So from the 5.3, where is it at? Here's the 5.3, one of the bullets we shot. You see, looks pretty good. No bulges, none of that. No ejector scars or any of that. All the way up to the 7.2. Still see, yeah, so no pressure signs whatsoever. So zinc bullets, you know, we just got up over the 1700 FPS mark. I said I was gonna shoot him at that steel plate. I totally forgot about it. I'm gonna have to do a separate video when I get the hollow point molds and with the ballistics gel, and retry that out. We do know from the part 2 that they put a pretty big dent, so I don't think they're going to penetrate, but they definitely do hit it pretty hard. So you know, that's that for the 9 mil for now. We're going to go ahead and get started on the 300 Blackout. Let me go ahead and get set up. I'm going to do a 50 yard range setup down here. So I'm going to go in, you know, laser range find it, and get back to you. Here we go. So here we go. We're going to start testing the 300 Blackout. Long overdue waiting on it. So first up, we're going to be shooting 15.5 grains. I'm going to be doing 5 grain increments. We're set up at 50 yards. Got the chronograph 10 feet in front of me, and see what these do. After that, I got 5 rounds, or actually 1, 2. I got 7 rounds that I'm going to test out and see if these will penetrate that. And you know, then I have a 3/8 mild steel and also a tie plate to see what those do. But let's go ahead and get on testing and see what these do. See how fast you can get these, and if they're accurate. All right, guys, here we go. Alright, this is 18 grains. Alright guys, now I'm going to start shooting these on a 1/4 inch mild steel plate. See if we get some penetration. I'm going to stand back about 25 feet, and we're going to start off with 15.5 grain, and we're going to go up to 16, 16.5, 17, 17.5, 18, 18.5.
So again, about 20 feet. I got another camera set up down there. Hopefully I don't damage it. But try to get a slow-mo for you. So anyways, here we go. Okay, 15.5. Hit pretty hard. Let's go right below it. Yeah. See if we get to stop swinging. That was 16.5 now. I like that, punch through it. Okay, 17. Man. Alright. 17.5. And then 18. We'll go for the top right here. And 18.5. Oop, got the corner on that. Alright, let's check that out. Let's see what it did. Wow. So, looks like every single one of them punched right through it. Oh yeah. So, besides that one, you can tell that got pretty close. But let's see if that high-speed video caught that. Anyways, you guys, that was some pretty good testing. Let's get back to the bench. Let's talk about it, and let's see what you guys think about zinc rounds. So guys, that slow-mo video was when I was editing it, it showed some pretty cool stuff. On the plate itself, you've seen that every single shot except for one didn't make it through, and that was due to you know, on the other side of the plate there's a weld for lettering. But on the slow-mo video, we saw that it only there was 2 bullets that seemed to have hit the plate and then bounced right back off. Pretty cool. We know, you know, with that slow-mo, you can see how these zinc bullets, they fragment. You can see the explosion and some of the fragments that hit the ground. It only gets better with thicker steel. So to go back and recap on what happened, let's go ahead and start off with the 9mm loads. We found that these 9mm loads with the actual proper primer were shooting a little bit slower than you know, from previous part 2 of the video. Going back with the 15.3 grains, let's see here. The original part 2 video at 15.3 grains, it averaged at 1566 FPS. Since we retested it, the 15.3 grains, it averaged 1429. So about 100 FPS slower than the previous test. And we also noticed that it didn't give the best group. So kind of cool that I was able to do another lateral load test. But speaking of groups, let's go ahead and start off with some of the ones I picked out. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys over here. Now, This was the 6.6 grains. You know, I measured with the caliper, and it showed at 1.813 inch for a zinc round. Now the 6.6 grains were shooting at 1615 FPS, and with a standard deviation of 24. So that's that group. Let's see here. Now the 6.9 grains, which gave another good group. I X'd out the flyers. Without the flyers in there, it gave us just over an inch and a half, and that was with 10 shots. And let's see here, 7.2 grains. Now 7.2, you know, I brought this up because number one, it was top of the ladder load, and it still gave us just over 2.5 inches. Again, you know, I'm not standing up, and I'm in a sit-down position, something I don't really practice shooting, but you know, the best I did, you know, minus this flyer here, yeah, 2.4 inches. That ain't bad. Now, when I shot the Zinc 300 Blackout bullets, and I went to, you know, pick up the target at the end of the day, I found these right underneath the target. It was set up, you know, that target itself was set up exactly where it was on part 2, and we found, I was able to recover. Let's see, these are the 9mm loads on the Zinc. You can see where it pretty much just fragmented. There we go. Finally focused. You can fragment it, and you can see where it. Come on. You can see where it the lands are on the bullet itself. So that's 3 of them right there. And you know, for the 9mm loads, I think you know, a little more testing. I hope I'm pretty soon to get the you know, the hollow point mold and see what they do, and see if we can actually make a self-defense round. Now let's go on with the 300 Blackout loads. These are what I picked to be the ones that are grouping. Starting with the 15.5 grains. This is the beginning of the load. Now 15.5 grains gave us, give me a second here, an average of 2200 and, oh man, I just lost it, 2211 FPS. Just over 2-inch group. This is at 50 yards. Okay. Here is the 296, 16 grains. Now, without the flyer, I was over here, that gave us under an inch. Again, I shot one of the bullets on the last group prior on the 15.5 by accident. That's pretty good, I think. And here's the 17 grain, which had 4 groups, well, 4 shots in the group. See, minus this flyer, it's under half, or just over half an inch, and with the flyer I got 1.5 inches. So yeah guys, with Zinc bullets, man, they're showing some promise. These are, you know, again, shooting pretty fast. With the 300 Blackout, I'm able to get almost 223 velocity in a 30 cal bullet. You know, again, the ballistic coefficient isn't as great, so this is kind of like a sub 300 yard gun. Again, this is, you know, a pretty fun gun, I believe, and shooting at 100 yards, just, you know, blinking around, it's pretty fun. So to go over the recaps of, you know, is casting zinc worth it, or like I said, worth struggling to do? Well, over time, if you get a method down with casting and knowing how to, you know, when to break the sprue, temperature you gotta cast in, I think zinc is worth it, man. Elvis Ammo made a great comment, and I really appreciate his info and his feedback. Start out with some of those Lee molds. Those Lee molds are fairly cheap, so if you mess one up, hey, you're out only 20 bucks. Don't do what I did and you know, destroy a $100 mold. But you know, you live and learn, and this is the whole point of the video, and showing you guys you know, what I done wrong and what I done right. So Cast Zinc bullets worth it? So far, I'm gonna say yes. Now, what else? Are they accurate? yeah, they're accurate. I mean, if you could, with low development and doing the proper technique, knowing what your gun is capable of doing, knowing the safety aspect of reloading, you could get zinc bullets to be accurate. Now, what I like about them is, you cast them and then you blast them. We don't have to powder coat them. We do have to size them, of course, but yeah, just cast them and then load them up. That's pretty cool. 3, do they clean your barrel? Yes, they do clean your barrel. We've seen on part 2 that after shooting zinc bullets, they had a before picture and after picture of my 226 barrel. The 226 barrel had a leading issue. After shooting the whole 30 rounds, it made the barrel a lot cleaner. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and re-show you the barrel because it looks exactly the same as the after picture on part 2. But I also did check the 300 Blackout bullet, our 300 Blackout barrel, and yes, without a bore scope, I can't really give you guys a good shot. But yes, it is still clean. I didn't have any leading. The flash hider, or actually it's actually a muzzle brake. The muzzle brake isn't dusted with zinc or anything. Now, I like to see what you guys think of zinc bullets. Again, I'm just sharing some info with you guys. If you guys want to dive in and doing it, I highly recommend it. And let me know what you guys think of the feedback. I'm not going to end this series for now because I plan on testing a hollow point mold, and also trying to see if I could put zinc bullets in a let's see, 300 Blackout 30-06 round. So I want to see what kind of velocity we get with a full rifle cartridge. And later on, pretty soon, I'm waiting in the mail for some ballistics gel. And yeah, let's see what kind of things zinc we could do with zinc itself. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching my videos. If you liked it, go ahead and throw a like on there, and let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.